So I just got through watching Iyanla Fix My Life episode from last night. And I don't even need to see part two. That lady lying. That man did not molest them children. And this is what bitter looks like and how it manifests itself in your children's lives. You know, this particular episode of Fix My Life touched me because that mother, I've seen that woman before. I've experienced that woman before. I've seen that woman in my own mother, and I've seen that woman in my village. And when I say that woman, I'm talking about the woman who is upset, hurt, scarred, scorned, and as opposed to just processing those emotions individually, she builds a football team against the man using the children. You know, I look at my parents got divorced when I was 2 months old, and all throughout my life my mother revealed to me details about their marriage and divorce that quite frankly she should have never shared with me. And it left me in my adult years actually resenting my mother to a degree because the information she was feeding me shaped my perspective of my father. And he would do things or say things, and the way I would process it was always slightly skewed because of the poison that had been pumped into me over the years. You know, it changed my vantage point, and that's exactly what this lady is doing. Like, I want to go ham on this woman right now because what she did was sheer evil. And when I look at her, I'm sorry, I see evilness, lies, and deceit radiate from her skin. I just see it like I want to go outside and fight somebody right now, and that's how enraged I am with how much this lady is lying. So for those of you guys who have not seen the episode is simply about a family, a mom, 3 daughters, and a dad. And the mom has told the girls that as toddlers their father molested them. And that's where the breakdown starts. You know, there's some other intimate details involving the mother telling the daughters that they needed to tell the social workers this happened, and trying to coerce them into corroborating that story. In short, the mom says one of the daughters used to stand by the toilet and pee on herself, the older daughter, and the youngest daughter would hide under the bed when the dad would come home from work. So those two things, coupled with the youngest daughter came home, the mom was getting her ready for church, pulled down her panties, and she says she saw blood in her panties. Iyanla then digs up the receipts from the court case, the hospital reports, so on and so forth, and it was found that the panties had red popsicle stain. When Iyanla points this out to the mother then says, when I pulled her pants down, it was blood. When we got to the hospital, they gave her some new panties, and those have red Kool-Aid stains. Now listen, y'all, this shit happened over 20 years ago. I was nowhere even there, but that already sound like a lie. That like how convenient. The medical examiner's report, the doctor's report says Kool-Aid, and you insist on it being blood. It goes a step further. The mom was in love with a man. The man worked a lot. They hadn't had sex in 4 months, so she started dating the man Moselle on the side. She ends up getting pregnant. She did not love Moselle. She did not want to be pregnant with Moselle's baby. She goes back to the man that she loved, told him she was pregnant, that it wasn't his. That man said, don't tell nobody, I'll raise the child as my own. The mother said, I can't do that. I don't want to live that unnecessary lie. So her and that gentleman broke up, and she went on and had the baby and stayed with Mr. Moselle for some time. The oldest daughter does not talk to the mom at all. They don't like her, very toxic relationship. And as Iyanla is working with the mom, they uncovered the fact that the mother never made the connection with the baby. And the mom was like, she was going to abort the baby. She did not want it. And Iyanla says something very powerful. She says, do you know what it must feel like for Nicole growing in your body, knowing you did not want her? And so with this woman right now, she's got so much going on, because the older daughter, Nicole, says that growing up, the mother would say things, you look like your daddy, you look like your daddy, just so much memories of her father that she never really loved her. She treated her really bad, and the sisters are just in complete breakdown. And while I can finish recapping the show, I think my spirit is leading me to just discuss how one bad apple can spoil it for the bunch. And I think many times in the black community, we tend to be very matriarchal. And I look at this thing we do in black families where we tend to not challenge the matriarch, or Big Mama can't do no wrong, and whatever Big Mama say go. And don't get me wrong, for a very long time that served us well. It was a survival mechanism. It was the family structure that we subsequently had as a result of a lot of challenges socially. But what happens when the person at the head is wrong, ignorant, bitter, scorned, uneducated? Then everything else is wrong. Like, I look back now that I know better, we do better, but I look at my grandmother, and God rest her soul, she did the best that she could. There's a lot of shit she didn't know. There was a lot of skills that she did not have. And because of that, it led to a lot of infighting. Like, fact of the matter is, just because you old don't make you right. And my grandma, now that I'm older and I'm more experienced and I'm more worldly, to be honest with you, she was more wrong than she was right on most things. And I just look at, like, my family. It resulted in, my aunt and my mother always fighting. You know what I'm saying? So then what does that say to me coming up under my mom and aunt always fighting? It says that, okay, it's okay to fight your brothers and sisters and that y'all don't have to be close. You know what I'm saying? And when in all actuality, your brothers and sisters, your immediate family unit should be, in a perfect scenario, the closest people to you, have your back, ins and out. Those were some of the examples I saw, because the person at the head caused division. And see, that's the other thing. I have no respect for a parent that causes divisiveness amongst children. And I don't give a damn if one child sides with the dad and the other child sides with the mom. It should be the parent's obligation to at least push for the kids to get along and to be a family unit. In short, y'all, I'm not gonna make this lengthy because I just wanted to talk because it was on my mind. But in short, this lady is lying. Now, I would be curious to know what it is that the dad did to her that is so bad, or what is she blaming him for that would allow her all these years to carry this much hate for him and to tell these type of lies. But you could tell that the lady is lying because she's so uncomfortable in her spirit. She can't even sit still while Iyanla's talking. And she's one of those people, and I hate people like this. People can be so committed to the story that they created in their head that they will believe anything to keep their story alive. We found that the blood in the panties was not blood but popsicle or juice stains. And you want to believe that it was blood so bad, or you so committed to telling this story for whatever reason, that you can't even see logic. You just refuse to see it. The nurse went and gave you another pair of panties And those are the ones that had Kool-Aid stains in them. Lord have mercy, Jesus. The things these people come up with and the breakdown that has been caused in these girls' lives because of this evil ass woman. I don't give a fuck. She's evil. She's evil. She's evil. And I ain't never condone nobody beating their mama ass. But I definitely think on next week's episode, after the truth comes out, they need to jump their mama. They need to tear her ass out the fucking frame, and Mr. Moselle need to beat her ass too. I know it's a two-parter, but after they reveal the fact that the bitch is lying, and I ain't got no respect for her, I'm gonna call the hoe all out of name. After they reveal the fact that she's lying, I really would want there to be a third part where Iyanla gets down to the bottom of why she felt it necessary. Because there's always a reason. One thing I learned from Iyanla very early on is that no matter what we do in our lives, even if it's detrimental to our health and our personal well-being, it serves some purpose. So I would be curious to know what purpose her concocting all these lies, what did it do for her, and why was it necessary that he needed to be this demon in order for her to exist. I wouldn't be surprised if much of it has to do with the alleged domestic abuse, but I also feel like there's something deeper in this woman's background. I mean, you know, maybe her father did it to her. I don't know, but y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you think. How many of y'all think that lady lying? I think she's like, I think she's outright lying. And matter of fact, the proof that she lying is like Iyanla said. You said this man raped your daughters, then you send them to live with him. Not even the worst mother would do that. You sent them girls to go live with that man because for one, you know he didn't do that, and for two, your ass got tired of taking care of him for whatever selfish reasons. It's all this is selfishness. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you wanted them, they was fine. When your ass got tired of them, then you went and sent them to live with a rapist. Yeah, child. She lucky I don't have the energy to really wear her ass out the way I wanted to. After watching this episode, we gonna say that for part 2. But I just had to get this out because that old bitch is lying. And I'll call you later, Nessa girl. Bam!